This segment of JTV News is brought to you by Clarence Thomas Limited, Infinite Solutions, and Caribbean Sellers.
Liat's three major shareholder governments have said the airline's very survival is at risk due to the economic environment, escalating fuel and other prices, and its restive industrial climate. The assessment by Prime Ministers Dr. Ralph Gonsalves of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Barbados's Freundel Stuart, and Baldwin Spencer of Antigua and Barbuda came as the airline celebrates 55 years of operation. The trio said the Antigua-based airline must embrace change to adapt to increased competition in the aviation industry. A joint statement from the Prime Ministers stated that processes of change to minimize costs and to enhance operational efficiencies will be required if the airline is to adapt in today's dynamic and competitive environment. In particular, Liat's stakeholders, employees, management, unions, governments and private sector must seek to develop win-win partnerships in recognition of the vital role which the carrier provides to the region and the fragility of its survival in today's harsh economic climate. Trinidad government, in collaboration with the United Nations, is destroying guns which were recently discovered. Prime Minister Kamnad Persad Bissessar said their focus is on small arms, which are the most deadly for TNT and CARICOM states.
Decked in protective gear, including gloves, earmuffs and protection for eyes, Prime Minister Kamnad Persad Bissessar takes the first step to destroy a small weapon once used by a criminal and seized by the police. It's an initiative to rid the country of small arms, something the United Nations has been encouraging and to which this country is a willing party. This destruction coming, fittingly so, in the middle of a state of emergency where the fight is against criminals. The UN is high in praise of Trinidad and Tobago's commitment.
I should like to congratulate all of you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, for this very clear demonstration that this country keeps its word.
No specific number has been given to us, but there are scores of other weapons to be destroyed. Police Commissioner Dwayne Gibbs joining in the destruction of others, together with the Deputy United States Chief of Mission, David Wolf, whose government has supported this initiative as well.
The project capitalizes on resources from the governments of Trinidad and Tobago, Canada, and the United States. And the result is a real capacity being built here in Trinidad and Tobago, which will become a model for the rest of the Caribbean.
Trinidad and Tobago has also been given a marking machine by the UN to trace all state-owned weapons, and this initiative will include training for 6-day personnel in national security for the future destruction of weapons. The Prime Minister says this country has been lobbying the United Nations to address small arms as a matter of urgency, since they take more lives than weapons of mass destruction. But it's not an easy task.
We are strongly lobbying for support. Of course, those who manufacture the guns are not very happy with that kind of lobby, but we'll continue to lobby at United Nations.
The team will destroy expired ammunition next week.
The Antigua and Barbuda Parliament has ratified the revised Treaty of Bastia establishing the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States as an economic union. Prime Minister Baldwin Spencer told parliamentarians that the OECS will eventually create a single political and economic space in the sub-region, and Antigua is part of a fundamental historical development of Herculean proportions. Spencer said that the OECS is already collaborating in areas of civil aviation, a currency union, education, judiciary, telecommunications, and pharmaceutical procurement. He said the ultimate goal is to integrate the sub-region in a fundamentally deeper way and politically as well. Antigua and Barbuda signed the revised OECS Treaty of Bastia on June 18, 2010, and is the first member state to have it ratified. The OECS groups the islands of Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, Grenada, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Montserrat, St. Kitts and Nevis, Anguilla, and the British Virgin Islands. Former Miss Trinidad and Tobago participant in the popular Project Runway show has returned to her homeland after the show wrapped up in the US. She is described as the most successful participant so far.
A party on the rooftop of the Carlton Savannah, and the chief celebrant is here, Anya Ayanchi, former Miss TNT Universe and the most successful contestant so far on Project Runway, winning more challenges than any other contestant for her creative fashion.
It's been really very rewarding for me. I learned a lot, I grew a lot.
The party made way for viewing of Thursday night's show, and it was a show that was all about Anya once again, her line of clothing getting the most positive of all reviews by the judges. And when it came to choosing the finalists for the Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week,
Anya, when we started, we were worried about your sewing skills, but you have surprised us in the best way. We loved your looks, and we can't wait to see more from you. You're in. You can leave the runway.
Thank you so much.
You know, I grew up in environments where doing something like fashion was very downplayed, and doing anything that was non-conventional, not a doctor, lawyer, an engineer. I mean, you do something that's not conventional. It means a lot to me that I can make it.
Not only does she manage to present winning styles, she still keeps a Trini flair, and it's something she says she doesn't want to sacrifice.
I felt like every design I made was very me, and I somehow managed to push myself without compromising my own style. And I think that in any realm of creativity, that's what you want to do.
Ayanchi has been receiving tremendous support from citizens of this country and the Caribbean.
You know, people could not care at all, and really, actually, they care a lot. And so I've enjoyed watching people be so involved and being so committed to Trinidad winning, and because I think that it's bigger than me. You know, if I win, it's more than if I win. It's Trinidad and Tobago wins.
While the show continues for another 2 weeks, the decisions have already been made, the final episode already shot. So, did she win?
You know, I can't say that. I mean, I'm excited for everyone to watch and find out and be participants in the excitement that I know comes with that.
But if she wins, she has a plan for her earnings.
I'd like it to be devoted to a microfinance fund, and I want to support young creatives who were like me when I was a teenager.
Ayanchi has been in the top three times and has won 3 of the challenges in the 12 weeks so far, making her to date the most successful of all contestants.
Jamaica has been named the Caribbean's leading destination by the World Travel Awards for the 6th year running. The Caribbean island walked off with this honor at the WTA's Caribbean and the Americas Gala Ceremony 2011 at Sandals Royal Caribbean Resort and Private Island in Montego Bay. Jamaica, which has seen its visitor arrivals rise 5.7% over the last year, also picked up Caribbean's leading tourist board and Caribbean's leading cruise destination. It was also an evening of travel triumph for other Caribbean countries as St. Lucia won the coveted title of Caribbean's leading honeymoon destination, while Sir Richard Branson's Necker Island was voted Caribbean leading private island. In the Caribbean's leading resort category, Casa de Campo in the Dominican Republic saw off stiff competition from the likes of Half Moon in Jamaica, Jumbie Bay in Antigua, Four Seasons Resort, Nevis, and Sandy Lane in Barbados. Meanwhile, Caribbean Airlines picked up Caribbean's leading airline. The VIP Gala ceremony saw senior tourism figures, captains of industry and international media travel from over 30 nations to attend. This is Walter Barrett for JTV News.